dive, you just back away and kite. And it's kind of a similar story here on the defense for LG Evil. A lot of teams, they can play on big Earls and they have a lot of room behind them. They can do the retreat just like they could on Numbani. How do you think the LG Evil is going to approach this? Do you think they want to go for like the more divey, challenge the point at every turn, or play a little bit more passive?
I mean, they're up 3-1 right now, right? They actually technically haven't lost a map. I feel like they're going to be confident. In terms of like where they potentially want to hold, it depended on if they were going to have a diva. Vol was initially sitting on someone else. I actually didn't see who it was on the screen. But if he wasn't playing the diva, then you're running triple DPS and your whole game plan changes. But because you have a diva, you can play defensive or you could go aggressive with it. And I feel like there's maybe no reason to not be aggressive, but with Jake on Soldier in particular, it means you want to play a little bit more passive. You want to play the poke game with a Soldier and a Tracer than the heavy engaged comp that you'd want to go with a Genji.
Yeah, they've also got Rob 420 on Ana this time, so it's going to really enable Jake along with Super if they want to go for it. And Super's been doing a fantastic job all series long of focusing on support. So, I mean, if he gets a nano boost on that Winston, they're just going to melt that much quicker. Now, they're not contesting the point. The payload by LG Evil so far, they're going to let them turn this bend. And take a look at how far back that LG Evil are playing, Jason.
Yep, trying to play the poke game. We do have Jake at 22%, Node at 14. Not that much of a difference, to be honest, so not much to really write home about. But they're allowing them to get ground because they want to fight in a certain position. They want to use the Soldier's range to really ham this one home. And with Toronto using triple DPS, they're really squishy. But Jake's immediately going to be jumped on. Trains there to at least respond the kill onto Snow. And Jaro, you can see again, he's trying to go for Jake. He's trying to find him, trying to find both supports. But just like the Numbani, he's not been unlocked yet by his team. Maybe they haven't paid for the DLC to unlock him, to allow him to get these kills.
All right, so...
Oh yeah, this is an EA game, never mind.
Well, I haven't played any other game other than Overwatch, honestly, in the last year or year and a half since like beta.
Long time.
It's been a really long time. Since October 2015, I believe. Yeah, and so now Toronto Esports coming in with that approach. They're just gonna look for their opening, and last time they thought they had it on Jake, right? Jumping onto him on the high ground there, but it just wasn't enough so far. Rob 420 has to be careful though. He might get cut off here. There they go. They see him out. They just send in that Winston, but Cynic's already dropped down to have HP, and he's gonna go ahead and pop that Primal Rage. Health bar starting to dwindle a little bit on the side of LG Evil, but here's the tactical visor coming out from Jake. He's got the kill onto Jaru. That's 2 going on over for LG Evil, and already Toronto Esports, they cut their losses. They get out of there.
All right, so let me just explain something to you here. If you're playing Jake as a Soldier, you have an Ana and you have a Lucio next to you on the high ground, your Biotic Field, your Biotic Grenade, and your AoE healing of Lucio. There's no way you're going to die unless you get one shot in that position, which I don't think Toronto even has the ability to do unless Jaro can maybe get a decent blade off with a dash reset or something. It's very hard to dismantle this position, so they have to either dive with multiple people, and if you're Cynic here jumping in, you can hit the Bio Grenade, you're dead.
Look at Train. He's been lurking there the entire time, just sitting, making sure that no one can see him, and he's going to be able to hunt down Snow. Super finds a kill onto Jaru, and once again, 2 kills going on over. It's Jaru and Snow once again on the kill feed first, but probably not in the way they really want it to be. They're going to force them back once again, 1 minute and 24 seconds, and once again, Train is on this lurk.
So Jaru used his blade, but he died in the midst of it, so he actually didn't lose full 0%, which is actually perfect for him, because if Cynic gets his Primal Rage up, and uses it and jumps it and dislodges them from the position, it allows Jaro to finally get that 1v1 against Jake or that 1v1 against Avast Rob to pick up those kills and get that reset. So honestly, LG Evil or Toronto Esports are really lucky that Jaro's blade fully didn't come out before he did die, because now they have another opportunity to dismantle this defense that LG Evil are putting up.
Yeah, they might think that he doesn't actually have it, and that's a bit of a surprise factor, as we do have Toronto Esports. They're just going to go ahead and push in from lower cave here. 40 seconds left. Dragon Blade comes out from Jaro, and he finds the first frag onto Avast. Both supports down now. This might be what Toronto Esports were looking for, and even though it was LG Evil almost the entirety of this, the first 3.5 minutes here, it's Toronto Esports with a clean team white against LG Evil.
Yeah, you can tell they did not expect Jaro to have that blade. They would have been ready with a Soundbird. They would have spread out a little bit more to make it harder for him to hit these dashes and to hit these blades onto multiple people. So really smart out of Toronto Esports. Well, really lucky, I'll say, actually, because he did die before his blade was fully out. But LG Evil maybe miscalculating some things there, and it allowed Toronto to finally take that first point with almost no time remaining, but they have a lot of ultimates now at Evil, which is why they're being really aggressive, because they know, well, we didn't really get to use any last fight since we died so quickly.
Yeah, you have to remember that kill cams are off in these matches here, so you can't tell what the ultimate charge is. You just have to guess where sound barriers coming out from both sides, as we do have that Winston just trying to bat LG Evil back. Jake sitting on that tactical visor. They have regrouped on the right-hand side here. All this time, though, the payload is slowly making its way forward. Onigod trying to regroup with his team. It's going to be Snow that gets the kill onto Super, and now they should be able to clean them up easily one by one. They're not focusing anyone down yet. There we go. Onigod gets the kill onto Rob 420. All this time, though, the payload is getting contested.
And Jaro has Blade yet again. He just used it in that last fight. In the second fight, he's able to build it back up again. All goes down to him escaping. He's being focused on by Jake, who unfortunately doesn't hit enough shots. Well, let me be fair, there was a giant pillar of rock in front of him, so he couldn't do that. But he was able to survive, able to escape, get those resets, and now Toronto are looking in a really good position to take the second point with really not much pressure against them. Onigod's watching the cave. He's going to see one man come through. It's going to be Train. And the tank's going to be watching the high ground towards the caves as well. So this kind of forces LG Evil to come out of one direction. Every direction is just going to be answered.
And yeah, we see teams holding that position over by cave, so that's why we see the lower left exit being used. We do have the nano boost coming on out. I think it might have gone on to Super, but here's the Dragon Blade coming out from Jaro. He's on the HUD, but a boss jumps right into that. And with 3 kills going over for LG Evil, it looks like Toronto Esports, they're going to keep this alive, and now they're just cleaning up. They're meters away from the second checkpoint, and they're really just fighting back into this, scrapping this tooth and nail.
I know we're in Denver, and I know LG Evil are in Canada right now, but I swear I can hear Jake screaming, "Damn it, Avast!" Because he ran into that blade, which gave him the reset to pick up the kill. Watch, he comes right around the corner. Jake's in home free, but with him running into that blade, it allows the reset, it allows Jake to be actually tracked down on. Really unfortunate for him and the team, but still, they have 2 minutes left here for Toronto to go for the attack, and LG will have the opportunity to defend this one. They've got a visor, and they're switching Super over to the hero he's known for back in Hammer Esports. He's on the Reinhardt.
Oh, self-destruct. It was a little weird there. It looked like it got stopped, but it finally made its way on through. Pulse Bomb comes out. That's a 3-man for Onigod. And LG Evil, they're just going to have to back off and let this payload start getting pushed in. Take a look at the positioning coming out from TO.
Train's behind them, though, at least. They do have the potential to go for this flank. They're going to be, I mean, it's going to come down to note, maybe, if you can mitigate this one. You have Luda ready to go with the sound barrier, and LG going to be coming out the same direction yet again here. They have no support ultimates to stop this payload from pushing through. There's 1:30 left to go here. Jamerson and LG will need to finally stop this one, but the thing is, Super can't really push forward. He's getting focused out so easily.
Yeah, Cynic went down, though. Train, he was on that lurk the entire time, was able to get the flank and get the kill onto him, but now they're just trying to funnel out of this right-hand side, but as they do, LG Evil picking up kill after kill now. Super and Train just the last ones alive so far to try and contest, but he does have that mech for now. He's eating up a lot of damage. He's finally going to get D-mech, though, and now Jaro once again with that blade. Tactical visor coming out from Jake, though. Everyone was just inside that Winston bubble. He just soaked up all the damage, and now Toronto Esports coming alive. Jaro shift, cleaning it all up, and they'll be able to finish it out with 51 seconds left.
So this goes to something we talked about on the desk, what, like a couple minutes ago, or actually after Nabani, was whether or not Toronto was underperforming or if LG were overperforming. And we hinted at the fact that Toronto have a lot of brilliance individually within their team, but Jaro had the opportunity to make plays happen. That's the problem, right? But Jaro finally got the freedom from this map after that first point to start making these plays happen. I feel like he got hyped up after that first double or triple kill on both supports he got on the first point, and he was just carrying his team on his shoulders. I mean, obviously, Onigod had a great pulse bomb there, but Jaro really came alive, and that's what we wanted to see out of this man. This is something that we've been hoping to see. And finally, you know, in the last map well, they actually can't tie things up anymore in the series, which is going to be really interesting when we go into tiebreakers. But they need to take this map, if not just for the series, but for map score in general.
Yeah, the best is 3-2 at this point. But I mean, already with how they initially pushed out on that first checkpoint, I mean, it looked lost, right? But we had mentioned they got that weird tempo timing with Jaru's Dragon Blade there that really caught off LG Evil. I feel like, you know, LG Evil, who do approach this pretty methodically, and we can see how smart they are when it comes to all these team fights. They weren't expecting it, and then from there, it looks like they were judging, questioning some of their judgments and their timings, and they looked really disjointed, especially through that second phase.
Yeah, we did see, like, I mean, after that, so after the point was taken from Toronto, right, Evil did have, I think, like 4 ultimates up, and they used them the order they wanted to. They got the engagement they wanted to, but Toronto was able to disengage enough to bait out a lot of those ultimates to then get the refight after. And I think that goes back to, like, Jaru escaping because he was able to get 2 or 3 kills with those resets in that fight. Jaru really channeling his inner weeaboo here on the Genji. But Evil, I mean...
What do you have against Weeds?
You tell me you don't like, you love your Hanzo mains coming into your ranked games?
I very rarely run into Hanzo mains. They're
really?
few,
I thought in Bronze
and I just
kind
of trust them at this point.
I thought in Bronze you would have a ton of them.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I know you're GM. Don't worry. We played against each other before when I was here in the US.
We have. It was just that 1 week, right?
Yeah.
That you were in. So welcome back, but you're going to go back very shortly. Our time almost coming to an end.
I heard you say thank God, because I was going back soon. Meantime, though, LG have been able to push the payload up. In Toronto, we're going for an aggressive defense here, trying to contest the payload immediately. But again, Rob, the opener, the can opener, as it takes down Luda, does open up the initial kill they need to take this first point with no struggle.
Yeah, so he's not a bending unit, he's a can opening unit. Is that what you're telling me here?
He's not a bender bot.
Yeah, so another clean team fight coming out from LG Evil. Now, Toronto Esports, they will have another opportunity to defend here, but they're going to have to rush onto the payload. And I don't know if they're going to have a full 6 at this point. If they're waiting with Luddy in the back line with that Lucio just to try and speed boost everyone back here.
Yeah, they got them out. It's just getting out of the cave is going to be difficult. Train, oh, he wants to go for Onigod, but he's actually trying to wait for anyone else to come in from the high ground position. He does have his pulse bomb, but he's directly behind the soldier on Note, who's trying to sit on top of Big Earls. Jake again, able to escape. He has a backup Bull there to help him out here, and Cynic's going to fall. Rob again, getting the kill.
Yeah, Rob 420, just making it look so easy. Now, Onigod, he's got that pulse bomb. It connects, but looks like he was able to stay alive. Cynic is respawning at this point, but it's Jake pushing forward with that tactical visor. Pulse bomb came on out. That's another easy team fight for LG Evil.
I think easy is probably the best word to actually describe how this has been going so far. Yeah, they would lose 1 or 2 people, but from the get-go, Rob opening things up with the initial kills has really allowed them to maintain this progress. Vol just killing himself because he wants to get the reset, he wants to get his mech back, and obviously if you go back and swap off D.Va and then back to D.Va, you lose your self-destruct, which he does have up. So smart play by him to do that, but it also allows Toronto to get a little bit more aggressive here. It actually allows them to get out of spawn where maybe LG Evil wanted to hold them.
Oh, Cynic a little bit caught out though. He's at half HP. He's starting to fall back. He's got the Orb of Harmony on him, but here is the self-destruct coming out from the side of LG Evil. It doesn't connect onto anyone, but Snow will with this Orbs of Chaos. They're taking out Cynic. I don't think that's the actual name of it. Orb of Destruction. But a boss, there we go, comes in. Now it's a very disjointed fight coming out as the Transcendence was popped on the side of LG Evil.
For some reason I thought of Yu-Gi-Oh again there. Chaos Dragon or whatever it's called. But no, Jari gets the kill on a Volt with the D-Suit coming through. Onigad's able to help, you know, stymie these kills and stymie the progress that LG Evil's been able to maintain. Train, yeah, you're gonna get 1 kill here, but I don't see you getting much more than this, as he will fall eventually to Note. And Evil finally being held up, but they still have 3 minutes and 40 seconds of time, so it's not like they're gonna really care too much that they lost that fight finally in the second phase, but they did commit quite a few ultimates to it.
And I really exposed my like edgelord side there, didn't I, at the end? The Orbs of Chaos. But yeah,
I don't know what game that's from, but
I don't know either, but it just sounds pretty edgy. Now,
it does.
We do have that sound barrier on the side of Toronto Esports, and now Snow, not to be outdone by Rob, he's gonna find a frag onto Jake, and that's one of the DPSs down. So immediately LG Evil pull the plug, they back on out.
I think Jake got hit with a Helix Rocket at the same time that those orbs came through, or maybe...
That's a lot of burst.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. And now Toronto finally looking good here. 3 minutes of time left for LG Evil to get to this 3rd checkpoint. And they weren't able to build up really any ultimates because once Jake died, they immediately backed away. They actually didn't get any healing in, they didn't get any damage in, so they are in the exact same position that we saw before.
Yeah, they tried to split up their forces. So coming on out, pulse bomb. Oh, sound barrier came on out, but I don't think that pulse bomb connected from Train there. Jake finds that frag onto Onigod. 6v5. Cynic dropping low though. He has the primal rage. He stays alive, and now he's on the hunt for Jake. He's gonna go in there. You don't want to be close quarters up against 3 of them, but with the Orb of Discord, he is actually getting pelted by the majority of LG Evil. Jaru found 1 kill onto Train, but now they are back on the payload. It is being contested for now by Luddy.
Considering he stalled 3 people, I really expected Toronto to pick up more kills than that. Like, with him holding off, I think it was Jake, Avast, and Rob, it's like, all right, well, they don't have supports, they don't have a soldier, can you guys kill someone? And the answer was no. And Toronto, unfortunately, going to lose the 2nd checkpoint, at least lose a lot more progress on it. Where's the +3? It's only Avast actually pushed up. I think they realized we're going to have a 2nd fight anyway, so we're not going to be able to cap it. Might as well get people set up in a good position and think they've actually been able to do that. You can see Vol watching one side, Super watching the other, Jake watching all 3 exits at once.
Yeah, I love this positioning for soldiers. Now they have to be careful. They're jumping immediately on top of him, and he goes down just like that. They just pull the trigger on the side of LG Evil. But it's a 1-for-1 exchange. Note, he's got that tactical visor, but the Diva's right in his face. Transcendence, though, will keep him healthy. And so he's going to be able to just run away for now as the self-destruct comes on out. Volt connects onto Snow. He goes down, but Jaro is trying his best to keep this alive. Jake will finally clean him up, and with the help of Train, Onigod goes down. And so they will be able to secure that second checkpoint as we move into the storage cave here.
I'm really curious how they lost that fight considering Jake died immediately. Maybe it's because they used too much to go up to that high ground position, so Cynic wasn't able to, get the jump to somewhere else. And obviously LG Evil were set up in so many great spots to stop this one. We're seeing quite a few switches though out of LG Evil. We're seeing Train on the Roadhog, Super on the Reinhardt, and Vol on the Diva. So triple tank setup. Yeah, that's what LG Evil was known for back in the day.
We've got the swap coming out from Toronto Esports too. Cynic going on over to the Reinhardt. Oh, Jaro this time holds on to it.
Blade didn't come out.
It did not.
It did not come out again, even though it almost seemed like it. So that should be a plus for Toronto, actually. To know that they actually were able to maintain that ultimate. I'm wondering if LG are expecting it this time. So I don't know how Train saw that, but from the way we saw it, I thought the Blade was out, but it turns out it wasn't.
All I heard was Yuji no Ke, and then he went down. Do you know the full line? So it is not.
Do you know the full line?
Yuji no Ke Oken.
Weeaboo. Or weeb, sorry.
All right, I walked right into that one. I mean, I guess I deserved it. Train, though, Sleep Dart landed onto Jaru. Everything just going wrong for him so far as Train, since he swapped off on this Roadhog. It's paid off so far for LG Evil. Earthshatter from Cynic. It looked like it was a panicked one because it went right into his shield. Now, Jake with the Helix rocket kill onto Snow might create an opening for LG Evil.
Super's getting close to his Earthshatter too, and luckily Cynic's been able to mimic him in terms of the Reinhardt v Reinhardt battle. Super able to pick himself up a double. But this is the team who used to just ride on the back of Super, actually. They would just nano boost him. They would, for the sake of using another turn, they would unlock him and just allow him to push straight to enemy team and just swing away for days. But remember, there's still like I don't actually remember if the bug is still in it for Reinhardt, where he seems a little bit slower than he did previously. And Blizzard's already addressed this one and are looking into changing it. I think it's next patch, if I'm not mistaken. But they're still going to power him up here. They're going to look for him to come in and just destroy people.
Jaru. Oh, he swapped off onto the Hog himself, was able to get the kill onto Rob 420, but that's a 3-for-2 exchange for LG Evil. The thing is, they can still try and stall this out for as long as possible, letting it on there by himself. Well, actually, he has the help of Note, but if you're trying to stay on the payload with the Reinhardt right there, you're not going to be long with the world. As Super gets a nice charge, and it's going to be a counter charge coming on out, but oh, I thought they didn't get on the payload there, but we do have Onigod. He's dropping real low, is able to recall back, but he's getting swung on Titan. Train and Jay coming on in. They're going to be able to clean that up. And that is going to be some time added on to both sides. So Toronto Esports, for their next attack, they're going to have 1:19, while LG Evil will have a full minute.
I thought you were calling Super Titan there. And I was going to agree with you because that man just, I'm pretty sure his right click was broken towards the end. He was just swinging the entire time, swinging for the fences. He's able to build up another ultimate actually while he ulted in the fight during, or the same fight. So really well done by him to just constantly hammer away. But now Evil going to be on the attack. They had a very flawless first point tank. On the other hand, Toronto struggled. They struggled. And that kind of worries me. Is Toronto able to fix where they went wrong?
Yeah, I believe it was about 30 seconds left on the clock for Toronto Esports to finish out this map, and every single team fight LG Evil was were winning on their defense. It was absolutely clean. They maybe lost like 2 members, 3 members over the course of 4 fights, 3 fights, something along those lines. So Toronto Esports now on the defensive side here, they have the window of opportunity to get this victory, make this a 3-2 scoreline, and they're going for a triple tank setup.
All right, so will they hold aggressive? I would want to imagine so, or at least hold at that S-bend to prevent them from getting too much distance, because they're going to be very hard to dislodge. You can see Avast going to be sitting on Hanzo just to check if there's any shenanigans going on here. And as we can see, there is absolutely not.
Yeah, so
he's going to be switching.
Swap right off onto that Lucio there. So the payload starting to make its progress, and LG Evil getting a little bit worried here. They haven't shown their faces yet, and they haven't spotted out the triple tank quite yet. Jake are immediately backing off. Is he going for the high ground, or is he going to swap?
I would imagine he's going for high ground here. I mean, he sees the Roadhog. And he knows he's not going to be on this position, so it allows him to actually take this one, especially with Rob there to back him up. So now they get to attack from 2 different positions, because the way the Toronto are holding it is they're trying to prevent this choke from going. But if you're going to attack from above and from the front... Ooh. Oh, did the hook land?
Hook landed, but I think Train was able to break the LOS there, and so it broke. And so Train just counting his lucky stars. Oh my gosh! How are you surviving this? Train 1-for-1 exchange, make that a 2-for-2. But at this point, it does really favor the offense, as the payload didn't make that much distance. And so they will be able to get the respawners on here, as we do have Jake pushing up forward. They're trying to contest as much as they can on the side of Toronto Esports. Now we are in overtime.
Jake almost has his visor. Audigot actually able to get a decent amount of charge at 67% on that Graviton Surge, but Jaro's nowhere near close to Jake in terms of ults. This visor is clearly going to come up a lot easier, a lot quicker for Evil, and he's already set up in a spot to stop Toronto from contesting the payloads. It's come down to Cynic, who has to hold his shield up the entire time, which allows Super to get some decent damage in. It allows Rob to maybe look for another chance to go for a Discord. This is going to be so tough for Toronto to prevent from actually finishing off.
Yeah, they've got the tactical visor, but remember this time, Toronto, oh no! The bait and switch, no, forces Jake to back off, and that allows him to get the hook onto Raw 420 instead. And now he's going in this 1v1 that he actually wins with the help of Train, so to make that a 2v1, but here's the tactical visor coming on out, but now LG Evil are getting cleaned up. There's the Graviton Surge coming out, and they should be able to just finish this off. I think it's just Train there to contest, and with him going down, LG Evil will be stopped, but I think that's a pretty good distance for 1 minute.
It is definitely good distance. It could have been a lot scarier, though. Note the pressure he applied coming up that high ground, immediately shoving Jake off the position and hitting the hook onto Rob to stop any Transcendence from coming into that fight was so instrumental in Toronto holding that first point.
Yeah, basically, he drew the attention of 3 members of LG Evil onto him at that point. And that is a lot of pressure alleviated from the 5 other members of Toronto Esports, just to force the other 3 off that payload. So now Toronto Esports, it's going to be their second opportunity to attack. They've got 1 minute and 19 seconds. LG Evil, though, they made a really great push. They got it just before that checkpoint, and we see a lot of teams actually just struggle once we get to that S-bend just right in front of Big Girls here.
Hello.
Well, LG Evil aren't really running like a comp to contest right away. They're not running like a double or triple tank. They're still running the standard comp they ran on the first time defense, but you know, who am I to judge when they almost held Toronto the entire time on the first point? So can't really say too much about that. Onigot's gonna be on Widowmaker though. I wonder if he's looking for an early pick. Actually, I wonder if we can go to him, because I want to see where he's going to be coming out of. Is it the main door or is it the side door? Because if he's going out the main door, he should be able to see that Jake's there. But I imagine that Super's going to give him a shield to stop any shot of actually landing.
So yeah, he's going to come out from the side door on the right-hand side this time. We'll see if this grapple shot connects. No, instead he's just going to play LOS. Here we go. Goes for the grapple, but LG Evil just sends something. They all immediately fall back.
Well, how long does he plan to stick to it, right? And I imagine he's going to be changing a Tracer momentarily here just to get back into the fight, because you're not going to lose too much time. But he's still on it. So, all right, maybe they're looking for that kill. Maybe, I mean, we talked about Jake, right? When he gets set up, when he has an Ana and he has a Lucio there, and even Vol to come in, it's really hard to kill him unless you can one-shot him. But he will be switching to Tracer. So now a lot of pressure going to be on Jaru's shoulders and Cynic as well to not jump into that same trap that they had before.
Yeah, they've got to be careful. Last time they kept trying to take out Jake first. He's brought down, but he was very low. He had all the heals there with him, Avast and Raw 420 just keeping him alive. And so they're just, you know, giving away some ground right now, waiting for Toronto Esports to put themselves in a vulnerable position just like that. The Bio Nade lands onto Cynic. Jake cleans that up.
People forget how Bio Grenade works and how effective it can be. The payload is still moving, though. They need to contest it because the distance is getting ever so close. No takes on Super. Toronto Esports, if they can just keep picking up a couple of kills, they might have everything they need to close out this map. But Jake is still alive. So is Train. And Train is looking for these kills with supports. He's looking for the DM. He's looking for anyone just on a sliver of HP, and he's going to find Jaru.
Yeah, but no D-meching Vol. Their Train doing his best to keep this alive. It looked like Note just walked right on into that. Now, what the 1v1? His crosshair did not leave his head, but he didn't get the headshot kill there. And now Train might have just done it for the side of LG Evil, keeping this alive.
Payload! Don't pull the Cloud9 here, LG Evil. They're going to be able to get back on top, and Cynic still contests this one. Jake picks himself up a double kill. He has a nano visor, and there's no D.Va to stop him here. No, he's not respawned back in with this team, but they're still somehow alive. They're still throwing every body they have at this.
That was so close. LG Evil almost got off the point, got off the payload, and the immortal words of Hex, get on the thing, get on the thing, and they did.
All I heard, though, during that last like 30 seconds was choo-choo, as Train just absolutely smashed them with a double kill in the post-bomb, at least the D-suit in the kill, then the direct kill 1v1 against Tracer. Like, that was ridiculous. That was clutch.
That really was. I mean, what more can you say? We saw it all, and we caught every bit of that last action there, and Train just coming up huge for them. I mean, Jaru, he had his Dragon Blade, right? He was able to get the kill onto Jake, but it was Train that put a stop to that. Dragon Blade didn't allow him to get anything else.
It allowed the Nano Visor to come through too, which was so crucial, so important.
Whew. What more to say? Train coming through in the end. And we talked about like having multiple threats, and he put on his carry pants there at the end and absolutely...
Everyone puts on their carry pants one leg at a time.
How would a Train put on pants? I think that's the real
question. How does Left Guy put on
yeah.
pants?
You don't even know if I wear pants.
That's true.
Okay, you might know. But everyone else, don't give away my secret. But I mean, I just want to talk about the opener for a second there, as he is now known. He did it on Widow, he did it on Zenyatta, and he also played Sombra. I mean, in addition to opening on those two. But how important do you think it is to have a Zenyatta that's able to actually do that for your team?
I think we saw there with the 4-1 scoreline. Like, I mean, the fact if you can, it's not easy to kill people with Zenyatta, like with the right click, the orbital destruction charge up, but you can generally predict where people are going to be, and you can kind of like shoot before they get there. So obviously, a rise at the same time. It's so